This is the voice of Thomas Sankara, President of Burkina Faso, speaking before the world at the 39th United Nations General Assembly on October 4, 1984. At just 34 years old, Sankara stood alone in military fatigues in a red beret, not as a puppet of global powers, but as a revolutionary. In a world dominated by Cold War empires, he rejected debt, denounced neocolonialism, and called out the hypocrisy of the West in the United Nations itself. His words were not polished by diplomats or filtered through PR. They were direct, defiant, and dangerous. This speech would become one of the most fearless addresses in UN history, a rallying cry for the poor, the oppressed, and the exploited.
I bring you the fraternal greetings of a country covering 274,000 square kilometers, where 7 million men, women, and children refuse henceforth to die of ignorance, hunger, and thirst, even though they are not yet able to have a real life after a quarter of a century as a sovereign state represented here at the United Nations. I come to this 39th session of the General Assembly to speak on behalf of a people which, on the land of its ancestors, has chosen from now on to assert itself and to take responsibility for its own history in both its positive and negative aspects, without any complexes. I come here, mandated by the National Council of the Revolution of Burkina Faso, to express the views of my people on the problems that have been included on the General Assembly's agenda, problems that affect the peace and well-being of the peoples of the world, my own included. I do not intend to enunciate dogmas here. I am neither a messiah nor a prophet. I possess no truths. My only ambition is a twofold aspiration. First, to be able to speak in simple language, the language of truth and clarity, and secondly, to express the feelings of that mass of people, disinherited, who are for the most part anonymous, and who make up the majority of this world's people. Many of us come from a world which the others have dubbed the Third World, a world considered as simply a place to dump products, the dumping ground of their technology, the markets for their financial schemes, and the source of cheap labor. I speak on behalf of the mothers in the villages who are no longer able to find food for their children. I speak on behalf of the unemployed who are asked to shut up and go away. I speak on behalf of the sick who are denied care, the youth who are ignored, and the old who are cast aside. I speak on behalf of women throughout the world who suffer a system imposed on them by man who for centuries has relegated them to second-class status. I speak on behalf of the artists, poets, and painters who do not understand why man who is capable of creating beauty is also capable of unleashing such suffering. I speak on behalf of the journalists who are punished for seeking the truth. I speak on behalf of those 30 million people who die every year from hunger, even though science has conquered so many unknowns. I speak on behalf of the 4 billion people of the world who are exploited and crushed under the weight of a system designed to benefit only a handful of rich. I do not want to condemn. I want to shake your conscience and invite each one of you to examine your responsibility in the tragic fate of those 30 million people who will die this year from hunger. I want to tell you that we will not accept our lives being stolen. We want to live and be happy. We wish to build a world of peace. A world where the bombs of imperialists will no longer fall upon our heads. We want the disarmament of the powerful and the arming of the weak. We want a world of justice where the color of a person's skin does not justify killing, occupation, or humiliation. I say here that we must all unite, all those who have not yet had a chance to speak. Let us unite with all those who are tired of dying of hunger while watching others feast. Let us unite with those who are tired of suffering from disease while others receive health care. Let us unite with those who are told to accept the world as it is. The world must not be accepted. It must be changed. We want to contribute to the renewal of this United Nations, which must become the voice of the peoples. The time has come for us to be heard. We must refuse to be just observers to decisions that affect us all. We demand the right to participate in shaping the future of this planet. Burkina Faso supports the peoples of Palestine and Western Sahara in their legitimate struggle for freedom. We demand the immediate withdrawal of Israeli troops from all occupied Arab territories, and we strongly condemn the support given to Israel by imperialist forces. We condemn apartheid and demand the release of Nelson Mandela and all political prisoners in South Africa. We must break with the unjust international order. We must refuse to repay illegitimate debts. Our people did not borrow from the IMF or the World Bank. Those who benefited from these loans live in the metropolises. We cannot accept dying so that others may live in luxury. The revolution in Burkina Faso is a revolution of dignity. We have chosen to create our own path, even if it is difficult, because it is ours. We have chosen to rely on our own efforts, our own labor, and the unity of our people. We refuse to beg. We are not beggars. We are revolutionaries. Let us join forces to create a new international economic order. Let us fight together for a world where work is rewarded, where the environment is preserved, and where peace reigns. As I conclude, I want to thank you for allowing me to speak on behalf of those who have no voice. I want to remind you that the revolution in Burkina Faso is a revolution of hope. A hope that we share with all the peoples of the world who believe in justice, peace, and human dignity. Thank you.
On October 15, 1987, just 3 years after this speech, Thomas Sankara was assassinated, not by enemies in another land, but by traitors within his own government. His crime? Refusing to sell out. Refusing to take orders from Paris or Washington. Refusing to let his people die in debt so others could live in luxury. He was gunned down in his own capital, along with 12 comrades. Their bodies were hidden, their revolution buried. But Sankara left behind something that bullets couldn't kill. A voice, a vision, a warning. And that voice is still speaking today.